Hey Maximizers, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Crystal. This is another one of my vulnerable videos that I've started to share with you all on my channel. This is my March budget recap, if you couldn't tell from the title. So I started in March showing you guys my budget and how I set it up. And I told you all I would do an end of the month recap. So I'm filming this, it's on April 2nd. Hopefully I get this video up on April 2nd. But this month, and y'all know I'm very honest, so if it's your first time here, I'm very honest, I'm very real. It's hard for me to share my finances because, as you know, finances are up and down, and I started the month with so much promise, with so much hope, with so much direction. And when I tell you that my spending and my expenses became reckless in March, like reckless. So much stuff has happened. So many things have popped up that I had to pay for. Luckily, I had the money to pay for everything, but it came out of my snowball budget. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you my budget planner. My budget planner is a happy planner. A lot of people asked me that in the last video. I got my happy planner, a budget planner specifically, I got from Amazon, but you can get them from Joann's, you can get them from Michael's and use a coupon. I got mine from Amazon because Joann's and Michael's were out of the budget planner. And then I buy what you call the budget extension pack, which is what gives me like the expense sheets and the bill tracker sheets. That came in a budget extension pack that you buy undated for 6 months. So I have a combination of those together, but everything's in my happy planner. The sheets that I have, the lined paper that I use and I put my stickers on top of, those are happy planner like inserts. And if you go to Joann's or Michael's, in the planner aisle, you'll see the inserts. And I think this is like 7x9 planner. And I bought bigger rings because I have like what you call a transformer planner. So I have 3 technical planners in one, so that's why my rings are a little bit bigger than what you'll see in store. So I wanted to go over all of that because people have been asking where I get my planner. So I'm going to flip the camera around, show you my budget recap for March, and I'm going to talk you through the craziness that I've experienced the past 31 days. And the next video you'll see putting up my April budget video. So you'll see my plans and my intentions of what I plan to do for April, and hopefully it pans out that way, okay? So let's flip it around and let's check out the budget planner. Okay, so this is my budget planner, and again, like I told you, it is a happy planner. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip to March. And this is my monthly overview. I was bad. I did not go through. Make sure we're in frame. Not check off that everything was paid, but all of the March bills are paid. The last bill that came out was the car insurance that came out on the 27th. And that was it. Okay, so all the bills are paid. So I want to let you all know that I did go through my bank accounts that I shop in. And I put down all of my expenses. So I wrote down everything and where I went and what I did so we can all see it, okay? So if you can see, some of the things will say YouTube. I have like I told you guys before, I have multiple different bank accounts. So sometimes I do have to transfer my YouTube money into my main bank account so that I can make purchases. So anything that has a YT next to it means it came from YouTube, okay? And I check off where everything comes from. I do modify these up here because I have one bank account that is just for groceries, and then I have my main checking account. And as you can see, I just, change it so I know where it came from. And I love the need and want. As you can see, I was supposed to have a no spend month, but literally, look at all these wants. Terrible. And then out of my grocery budget, I use that to eat out, I ate out way too much. I'm just going to start with that. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I used a lot of my grocery budget eating out. All these wants right here, all eating out. It's just terrible. I'll say just terrible. All right. So I'm not happy with myself, to say the least. But I'll go into a little bit more detail about that later. But I wanted to show you all that I did sit down and I wrote down all of my expenses. I went through all my bank accounts where I swiped, okay? So So next over here is my couponing expenses. Because I don't use my own money to coupon and I use my rebate app money to coupon, I especially like to keep track of this so that I can see how much I'm actually spending. So this month on couponing, on page number 1, let me put it up so you guys can see. Page 1 right here, I spent $120.85 for the whole month. That's for 5 Sundays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then on this page, I spent $28.70 for a grand total of $149.55. Whole total for the month, $149.55. I think that is great to get toiletries and all the stuff that I've been getting. And I did sell some stuff, so I did get some of that money back, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But anyways, this is all my couponing expenses. As you can see, most of my expenses, you can see here. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in frame. I'm using a different phone holder, so yeah, I'm a hot mess, y'all. I'm a hot mess. PayPal is the majority, and then when I had like smaller things, 4 cents, 77 cents, I just used the change from my purse, so you'll see a couple cash ones. But for the entirety, all of my couponing money literally comes from my rebate apps. So I'm so grateful to have those to fund my couponing habit. So that is my couponing expenses. So now we're going to go over here to my income. And this is just me showing you guys that I am a sticky note girl. And I'm always like doing a budget or figuring out how much for everything. So I budgeted out my YouTube money and how much I would spend on everything for my monthly expenses. So I have that there. So I'm just going to cover that. You guys don't need to stare into that. And then my income. Is that in frame? Okay, yeah, my income. So we talked about what was budgeted and then we talked about the actual. So my main income, which includes my full-time job and support for Kinsley, was exactly what I expected it to be. YouTube was exactly what I expected to be. And then the things that I didn't budget for is Ibotta. I made $103 in the month of March from Ibotta. I made $60 from Checkout 51 and $27 from Saving Star for a total of $190 just from rebate apps. And I still have like, I think I still have like 50 something in my PayPal account. So I have more than enough money to coupon for probably 2 weeks. Because I really don't spend that much. Depending on Walgreens, I don't think Walgreens is going to be too hot this week. Most of my time and money will be spent at CVS, and I definitely don't need $50. I could probably use about, what, 20 bucks at CVS. So I have more than enough money to coupon for at least 2 more weeks off of just this income. And then from Teamy, I told you guys I earn a commission. I earned $97.50 from Teamy. And from selling my stockpile, I made 50 bucks. And I didn't even hardcore sell my stockpile like I wanted to. Or like I would prefer to. So that is all my income. I did not earn any money from coaching because I'm honest, I did not push coaching, talk about coaching, promote coaching much at all this month. So if people don't know what you're offering, they're not going to be able to indulge in it, okay? So overall, I also didn't write a total down. My total income was, and I use this money for different things. So everything has its own category. So I'll calculate the income as total, but that's not all the money I had lying around because I used all of my YouTube money for my expenses, traveling. I'm going to some conferences this year. So my YouTube money funds all of that. Okay, but I'm just going to do a grand total just because I would like to know how much money I actually got. And I do want to clarify, this YouTube money that I received in March is from my February earnings. YouTube pays you a month out. So from February 1st through the 28th, I generated this amount of money, and then YouTube pays you the next month. So in April, you'll see how much money I actually generated in March, but this is just how much money came in my bank account. That's just for me to clarify. So my total, and this is a terrible pen. This is one of my cheapy pens. I take couponing because I lose them. I break them. Kinsley uses them. So I generated $6,826.51 worth of income in the month of March, okay? And I've done a lot of things with that money. So let's keep going. I do break up all my paychecks. I did go ahead and I paid everything like I was supposed to with all of my paychecks. So for my actual budget, this is where I put, some people would say like household expenses or my main expenses. I put them here. And I did make a mistake this month. Not a giant mistake. I did make a decent mistake that I'll talk to you guys on my last page. But basically, I went through and we budgeted a certain amount at the beginning of the month. And I went through and I did my actuals. So for rent, water, trash, sewer, we were over. Water and the sewer were a little higher. My internet, I budget $75, but we only had to pay $68.55. Gymnastics was the same. BoxyCharm, every 3 months I pay a little bit more to get the Boxy Lux, and it was actually $53.74. DirecTV was $65.08, so that was under. iTunes, I don't know. iTunes charged me twice. I do have the storage, and I share my storage account with my sister. And I don't know if we paid for Apple Music or I don't know for what. But iTunes charged me twice this month. So it was $19.98. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what happened. Netflix was right on budget. AT&T was right as expected. My electric, I always budget around $75. This month was only $63.08. So that was under budget. Disney's what I budgeted. Geico, I budget $170 per month. It only came out to $166.60. Daycare is where I made an epic mistake. There's 5 Fridays in March. So I pay Kinsley's daycare a week in advance. So when I get paid on Friday, that's for the following Monday. But since, since I got paid on 5 times this month, I only calculated daycare for 4 weeks instead of 5. Because that's $130 that I have to allocate for every single week. So that was a total mistake that I made. So this shouldn't be $520. It should be $650. Because I was calculating everything and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm completely off. So all of my numbers that I'm going to tell you, my totals are going to be off by $130 because I made that epic mistake. Nothing for SunPass. For beauty, I've had a lot of crazy stuff going on. I was not able to get to the nail salon for my second time, and I am going out of town in 48 hours. So I had to find a way to get to the nail salon. But in March, I only spent $70, and I did allocate $210. So I do have some money left over for me to actually go and get my nails filled in and to get me a pedicure. I have $140 left over for that, okay? Now, my savings, I did save $150. Grocery, I budget $200 a month. However, we got paid 5 Fridays. We got paid 5 times in March. And my grocery money is on auto pay from my job. I have a direct deposited $50 every week. So I also forgot to put this up to $50 because I did spend $220.58. But again, half of that was me eating out. Regardless, I should have budgeted this at $250 because I get $50 every week in that account. Personal, again, I had some personal things going on. I contributed $220. And then Jesus, I gave $50. So I'll have to double up on Jesus next month. So, a hot mess right here. And I'm just showing you guys my hot mess because it's not perfect. The numbers look nice. The stickers look pretty, but it's a mess. It is a total mess. And this is my first month sharing, so I'm going to be better next month. But I just want to share with you guys the real. So I did technically come in under budget, but we do need to add $130 to this because we paid $650 for daycare in the month of March. So we need to add $3,502.22 plus $130. So we did actually go over budget, because we budgeted $35.21 and we are at $36.32. Okay. All these numbers that I put down here are messy, but I will tell you what they are. So I did my actual, I did this. I did my debt repayment because I paid exactly what I said I was going to pay as far as debt payments, which is a whole nother story. And then I had car issues. I had to get a battery. I had to get new terminals. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So I had to spend $253 this month and 42 cents on car maintenance. And then I spent a whopping $199.26 eating out. I am appalled at myself because I have a freezer full of food. I have a pantry full of items that I can eat. And I chose to eat out partly because this month was very stressful. I had some personal issues. I had car issues, life, work, Kinsley, YouTube. Like, a lot went on in March. So I'm trying to give myself some grace. But that's basically what? Almost $500 between my car and eating out. And that was my snowball payment. So I said all that to say that it's nice to plan. It's nice to have money. But stuff always happens. So I was unable to put any money towards my snowball, which I will show you on the next page, because of having to pay for my car and to support my eating out habits, okay? My debt tracker, these are my remaining balances. Some of them do not include interest, so my updated amounts will be in my April video. I did not do a total. I should probably do a total. But before I do a total, I just want to let y'all know I was not able to do anything besides the extra $25 to J. Crew. I was not able to pay off J. Crew. I was not able to put $100 towards Credit One because I had personal issues. I had car issues. So we're going to just try again. Do my April budget setup. I'm going to reevaluate my snowball based on what my numbers look like. And if I'm able to snowball any heavier. I get paid 5 times again in May, so that may be where we're able to pick up and actually pay off a little bit more debt, okay? I'm not stressing out about it because life happens and it's things I had to take care of, so I'm not tripping too much. Of course, I want to get my credit cards paid off, but I want to keep my sanity, so I'm not going to stress out about it. Let me go ahead and do a total for this debt. All right, so I'm even more discouraged. Please send some good vibes and grace my way. So I went ahead and I totaled up these totals. And I don't think some of them are right because this makes no sense to me, but it's probably right. I guess I'll have a better idea when I do April. But I tallied up all of my debts, the remaining balances after I made all of my March payments. And it literally says the total is $17,166.74, which literally only leaves a difference of $67.85. So I only paid down $67.85 worth of debt, which is so discouraging when the number is so high. So next month, I have no choice but to do better because I am literally and figuratively wasting money. I am wasting money. I am throwing money away, spending it on interest, and spending it on eating food. That $200 I spent eating out could have went to a credit card. I could have paid off J. Crew. That could have paid for my car maintenance. That could have paid for the personal things I had to pay for. So I'm just frustrated within myself that I know I can do better and I have to do better. So I will not be swipe happy in April, okay? I really don't even have a choice. And I am literally sitting here redoing these numbers because I'm like, did I do something wrong? Because there's no way my total only went down $67. Like, it can't. It can't be that. I'm like, I'm in disbelief. I'm in total disbelief right now. Let me finish this recap so that this video isn't so long. Because now I feel like I'm rambling. Whew, child. I can't believe myself. I have a love-hate relationship with the months where I get an extra paycheck because this always happens. So the next month where I get paid $5 5 times, I'm not even gonna pretend I know it. Yep, that number is right, 17,166. So I have to do better. That's the moral of the story for me. I'm giving myself a pow. I will readjust what my debt snowball will look like after I go ahead and I get everything out on paper for April, and I'm sticking to it to a T. I am going out of town, but I have all that money already budgeted. I'm going to take the money out in cash. The only thing that's going to be on the card is going to be car rental and hotel stay. Everything else is going to be in cash. All right, let's go to the last 2 pages. So that's where I just had these are my debt snowball in order. And then my March goals, which I did not meet any of them. A no spend, but I spent $199.26 eating out. And then my personal issues or my personal things that I had to pay did not help either, because I spent over $200 on personal items plus the car. So that's like $600 I spent, and I was only expecting to spend $100. It is what it is. And I started to write down. I was feeling so bad with myself. I started to write down what I was spending my money on my no spend month. Pay off J. Crew I was unable to do because of everything else I already said. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. And then pay myself back appropriately. I had a couple categories I had to pay myself back in. I did pay myself back for my travel money, because that is money I needed to actually travel and vacation. So that was the only one I was able to do. But I had like 5 things I had to repay. So I just X'd that off and cut my losses. So, budget review. Oh, my lovely little savings. I did manage to save my $150 because that is auto debited. It goes right into my bank account. So $30 every week goes into my savings. So I did manage to do that. So my budget review, I wrote down some notes for myself. I had some personal items to handle that took up my snowball money. I was lazy and I ate out way too much. I didn't have any snowball to put on my credit card. And I'm going to refocus and have a better April. Now, when I calculated all my numbers, my income versus my debt, I should have had $777.59 left over that could have went to snowball or savings. But I didn't account for 5 weeks of daycare, so $130 from there. I had to pay myself back $380 to my rent account because I used that money for various items. And then I had to repay my travel $300. So right there, that's $680, which is basically all of that, and plus the $130. So my extra money is literally right here, paying myself back and not accounting for daycare. So the next time I get paid 5 weeks, I'm not even going to pretend that I know about it. So that way, that 5th week, I can actually do something very productive with that money. Or if I do want to treat myself, I'll have the luxury of doing it without feeling the pressure. Okay? So that is it, my friends, for the budget recap. I know I rambled. I know I ranted. But I hope my messed up expenses, my messed up budget helps you a little. I am going to be better in April. You can fall off the wagon, but it's all about how you get back up on it. I don't know what I'm saying right now. No matter how many times I fall down, I'm going to keep on getting back up. I'm going to keep on being better. I'm going to keep on being transparent, because I was terrified to do this video because I knew, oh my gosh, I had such big plans. Now I have to go back to them and tell them I failed miserably. But it's all right, because guess what? All my bills are paid. My bank account is not overdrafted. My kid is healthy. I have my health. I have my strength. I'm alive. I still have my job. That is all that matters. Yes, I'm in debt, but my bills are paid. I don't have any negative inquiries hitting my credit report. So I am still grateful. I'm still grateful to have generated the amount of money that I did this month. I'm so grateful that I had the money to cover my expenses, and I didn't have to rob Peter to pay Paul or send my account into the negative to cover things. So I am so incredibly grateful for where I am today, because a couple years ago, these things popping up would have took me out or would have caused me to make other bills late to cover them. So again, I'm done ranting and raving. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have watched the video this long, please join the Maximizer family. Go ahead and subscribe. Stay tuned. Within the next day or so, my April budget will be out, and you'll see what plans and changes I'm going to make to make April even better. So, and that is it, Maximizers, for our March 2019 budget recap. Again, I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes. I hope you enjoy my transparency. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many times we fall down. It just matters how fierce we get back up. So April is going to be better. And I do apologize for having this video a little bit late. Again, next month is going to be better. If you have any questions, please comment those down below. We are in this together. If you are out of debt already, congrats to you. You are goals. If you are not out of debt and you're working towards it like me, again, we are in this together. So let's just do our very best each and every day, each and every week, each and every month to get to the other side of this debt. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.